What is going on, guys, down on the big canal today? I did a bit of perch fishing this morning, but we didn't really see anything. We had a few hits, but nothing taking the hook. We've switched up to pike stuff now, still on the light setup though. We've got a wire on and we're trying to catch them. Let's get fishing. I'm just going with a fairly fast retrieve, just nice and straight, just to see if we can't see any fish. Got a lot of movement in this bait, a lot of tail movement, a really nice sideways drop as well when we let him go. He's overweighted quite a bit. We could drop this right down to like a 3.5 gram on a slightly larger hook. Anyway, this is the bait we're using now. 10 gram jig head. It's a like a curly tailed shad. It's one of my go-to style baits, but this one's got a longer tail with some of those little dimples in it, and the action on that tail is going to be phenomenal, just shaking all over the place. We're going to use it for quick flicks. We're going to be casting around some of the lily pads that we see on this corner. This is the kind of bait that actually I think dropping down to a 7 gram or a 5 gram would work really well for. It doesn't need quite such fast drop, but it seems to be working quite well with it, so we'll stick with it for now. Concentrate on the straight, slow retrieves. Usually the areas that the boats camp more up, they don't get kind of cleared out, so you end up with a lot of these nice little hot spots of pike fishing with lots of lilies, overhangs, and the like. I'm not saying that's exactly where you want to be spending all your time, but definitely worth a bit of focus, a little bit of extra effort. That was our first hit. Just going to check out the lure to see if there's any damage, any notable nicks out of it. Nothing I can see. No teeth marks. Might have been a perch, would have been a nice perch if it was. But yeah, that one actually pulled back then, so fingers crossed it's a sign of things to come. Yeah, a smaller hook on this I think would be better. Or not a smaller hook, sorry, a smaller jig head would be good on this. So I might switch down to the 7 gram. Another hit there. Is it just a bad hook? Yeah, switch up the hook size. Now it's a Ned head, just because that works quite nicely in terms of weight level. We've gone down to 5 gram. And we're just slow retrieving along some of these sections. The lessened weight will mean that we can reel slower without worrying about it dropping down quite so much. But otherwise, we're just kind of trialing out a new section mainly today. A section I've not fished before. Plenty of opportunity now. We've changed up this hook type and we'll hopefully start picking up fish soon. Got to try and find some of those lilies. I think that's going to be our best bet today. We try trolling a little bit, you know, walk the dog, whatever you want to call it. The problem is that the kind of term walk the dog is used in a few different contexts when it comes to lure fishing. The action of a lot of jerk baits, a lot of swim baits have walk the dog action, they call it. Basically side to side. I honestly don't know why they refer to it as walk the dog. Walk the dog, to me, this kind of approach is better suited to it. Little flick. Just as we go, we might get a little bit of a walk on and try for some of those reeds a little bit further down, see what we can find. Otherwise I just want this one to hit the bottom, and then we're going to go with a slow retrieve just along some of the reeds and weeds that are a bit further down, hoping we don't pick any up on our retrieve. Keep our bait swimming natural. Right along that edge. Try and utilise that close. And let's keep my rod tip close to the edge as well, so we're not pulling the bait away from it. Is that a hit? Is that a Snag, probably a snag. Sometimes I'll have a cast in like that, then walk my bait along, walk my rod along, letting the bait kind of pull the line, then we'll stop and we'll start a retrieve. Snag, unfortunately. I think we're going to be carrying just a tiny bit of weed. It does feel a little bit different, but not enough for me to stop reeling. We're in, guys. Nice little fish. Pike. Lovely colours. Let him go some. Pull some line, keep it nice and tight. Whoa! Net upside down. What is going on? And in the net. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Then we have it, guys. First little pike. Nothing massive by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a nice welcome start to the day. He's in reasonable condition. A couple of small little nicks on him, but otherwise he's doing all right. Let's check his mouth. Good condition. Lovely looking gills. Let's get him home. Bait's in good condition after that fish. Great start to the day. Just see if we can get a bigger fish now. Generally speaking, it's not a case of bigger lures equals bigger fish. It's a case of bigger lures equal less small fish. There's no reason I won't catch a monster on this thing, but we are hoping for something a little bit bigger than that one. Could do with reviewing maybe where and how that fish hit. So if we can prove that, you know what, they're hitting on the bottom, or they're hitting near the top, they're hitting on the reel, or they're hitting on the drop. Well, that's like spoken word poetry. Then, you know, we can get a monster, hopefully. Just a bit of perseverance, try catch a few fish and see what we can get. That's all it's going to be, finding fish today. That size that came out then, probably two-ish pounds, maybe 3, maybe 2. That's going to be about the average sort of size I think that we're going to get on this setup, on this particular lure today. Yeah, I've got a feeling there's probably some monsters around here that we're just not seeing because of the size of bait that we're using. So I definitely want to come down here again using some slightly bigger baits, slightly heavier setup. Maybe actually go silly heavy. Start using some 100 gram plus baits, 30+ centimeter lengths.